Yes, you. Welcome to the You're Not Getting Any Younger podcast, a podcast for people who want to disrupt their lives for a good reason, to make it count. I'm your host, Jen Glantz, and every week I'll drop a new episode with stories from real people just like you, who woke up one morning and decided to make big changes, starting with small things. We'll cover topics like entrepreneurship, love, failure, and self-care. Hey, you're not getting any younger, so let's make this an adventure. Ready? This episode of the You're Not Getting Any Younger podcast is brought to you by two of my newest projects. If you like cool things inside of your inbox that are also free, check out my two new newsletters. One is called Odd Jobs Newsletters, where I break down the oddest, weirdest, and coolest jobs out there, how to get started, how to do them, and how much do they pay. Check it out at youareodd.com. That's youareodd.com, just like you would turn to a friend and say, hey, you are odd. That's the domain name of this newsletter. And the second newsletter is called The First Years of Marriage, thefirstyearsofmarriage.com. It's a newsletter that really shines a light on the conversations, challenges, and changes that begin when the honeymoon ends. Check them out. Hey, any youngers, it's me, your host, Jen Glantz, back with another episode of the You're Not Getting Any Younger podcast. What's going on? How are you? It's almost the end of the year. It's not really, but it sort of is. It's like the end of the summer, but then I said that I feel like the end of the summer just means the year is over. And I don't mean that in like a depressing way. I just mean like from now till the end of the year, things move fast. Life moves fast. Everything just goes fast. And before you and I know it, we are smooching, hello, a brand new year. And I'm not ready for that to happen yet. I don't know about you, but my to-do list is full, my heart is racing, and I cannot wait to just get a little bit more done before we cross on over to a new year in our lives. I have a goal for the end of the year, and that goal, well, I have two goals. Goal number one is to reach 200 episodes of this podcast, and guess what? We're on our way. We're in the 180s. We're going to make it. And goal number two is to get 200 reviews of the podcast. That's the goal I could really, really use your help with. We have about 160-ish reviews. If you can, right now, as you're listening, scroll down on your Apple Podcasts, your iTunes app, and leave us a review. It takes 3 seconds, and it means so much. It helps us meet our goal. Here's the thing, I've been doing this for 3 years. Having this as a goal is just awesome because it helps more people find out about this rad show. So thank you in advance, my friends. The episode today is all about personal development things that people should do. I don't mean self-care. I don't mean take yourself to the spa or give yourself a bath or do a sheet mask. Those things are great. Those things are needed. Those things are awesome. But I mean more types of personal development kinds of things. How can you get better in your career, in your life, and just as a human being? So I put together a list of 6 skills that I think everyone should either learn or get better at every single year. And if you're not quite sure what you want to do between now and the end of the year to make a splash, to end 2021 with a bang, maybe you pick one of these skills and you invest the time in getting better at them. So why did I pick these skills? I think that these are the skills that really anybody, no matter who you are, what you're trying to do, whether it's start a business, side hustle, or just get better at your everyday job or your life, could benefit from these skills. I'm going to dive into them, but of course, I'm going to give you some actionable ways, both free and of money, of cost, to get better at them. I'm the kind of person, and pre-pandemic, I did this a lot more, but every single year I would pick one sort of course and do it. And this was a course about something that I wasn't very good at or I always wanted to learn more about. One year I took a stand-up comedy course, and the graduation of the course was performing at a real stand-up comedy club in New York City. It was terrifying, but I learned a lot. Another year I did an improv class, and the final was to perform at an improv club in New York City. That was also pretty painful, pretty tough to do, but I enjoyed it. I took a fiction writing class. I've taken so many different classes. Currently, I'm taking a screenwriting class just to learn how to do that, and I'm loving it. So I am the kind of person who's always trying to learn new things and always trying to learn something that I'm not very good at. And that allows me to feel humbled, but it also allows me to learn something new that I can then bring into my everyday life. It also gives me some structure to take a class. I love my screenwriting class because every Monday for 3 hours, I block it off to take that class. And even though it's virtual, it's still my time to learn, and I love that. So I'm going to give you the 6 skills. And if you have any others that you want to add to this list, send me an email, jenglantz@gmail.com. Send me a tweet @jenglantz because I have my Twitter back and I want to use it. Or come say hello on Instagram @jenglantz. Skill number 1 is something that 77% of people have some level of anxiety toward. Drum roll, please. We're talking about public speaking. You can run, you can hide, but you cannot avoid public speaking. It's going to haunt you in life. It's going to haunt you for speeches. It's going to haunt you at work. It's going to haunt you when you have to pick up the phone and make a phone call, so why not get better at it? I'm somebody who actually likes public speaking. I'm somebody who does it for fun, but it's something that I too want to get better at and am trying to constantly improve at as well. I teach public speaking. I have a public speaking course. However, it's something that you need to practice again and again and again to get better. One way to do that for free is to watch good speakers. Go on YouTube, watch TED Talks, and watch speakers. Write down a couple of things that they did that you found engaging. Creating a list like that helps you implement some of those techniques when you speak as well. There's also free courses on Skillshare, or I'll drop a link in the show notes to my public speaking course. But if that's something that you're not feeling great about, that is number 1 that you want to improve on because you use public speaking all the time. Number 2, networking. That word alone makes the hair on my arms stand up like Q-tips, okay? I don't like the word networking, but networking, when you break it down, is a person who can become a strong connector and person who can socialize and a person who can meet new people, and that's important. So whether you're running a business or you're trying to get a new job, being good at meeting people and building connections with them is huge. Expanding your network, learning how to craft an elevator pitch, having solid convos, and following up with people is something that you want to get better at. I've had my friend Molly on the show, Molly Beck. She wrote a book called Reach Out. Reach Out is an amazing way to get better at online networking, but there's other things that you can do as well. Go to local networking events or even virtual networking like thelunchclub.com, where you can meet new people and practice having conversations with them, or just practice getting better at building and fostering relationships and connections. Number 3 is negotiation. You are always going to be negotiating something in your life, whether it's your salary, whether it's a contract, whether it's where you want to go for dinner and your partner doesn't. How do you negotiate some sort of middle ground? So there's actually a really good free course on negotiation at the University of California, Irvine that you can take. If you just Google it, you'll find it. I have a book that I absolutely like for negotiation. I probably read this once a year. It's called Never Split the Difference, and it was written by a former FBI hostage negotiator. It's amazing. Number 4 is writing. Writing is my specialty, but if writing is something that you are not good at, it's definitely something you want to improve because the written word will haunt you everywhere, from emails to resumes to just being able to write someone a birthday card and actually sharing how you really feel in a heartfelt and honest way. You can use free plugins like Grammarly, or take a free class on Skillshare, or even learn the art of social media writing. All of those things are super, super helpful. Number 5, active listening. Active listening might not be something that comes natural to you, especially when there's so many things happening around you. But when you're a strong listener, you pick up on feedback, you can understand the perspective of people, and you just become a better communicator. So learning how to pause your thoughts and be present in conversations, asking good questions, is such an awesome skill to master. Now, this might sound sort of shocking, but the best way to become an active listener is by learning the art of improv. And you can find free online improv classes, but you play these games and activities that allow you to pause your thoughts and just be present. That's active listening. And number 6 is something that everybody I know can get better at. It's time management. When life gets busy, when your schedule gets busy, and you find that you're waking up and every single hour of your day is programmed, getting good at managing your time is a skill that will always come in handy. So you can use a time tracking tool to help you start to figure out where you're spending your time. There's a tool called Toggle that's really awesome. Or you can just research and read books like there's a blog called Time Management Ninja, or just books on how to better manage your time. So those are the 6 skills for you. We have public speaking, networking, negotiation, we have active listening, we have time management, and writing. Now, you don't have to go tackle all of these tomorrow. That would be a lot. Maybe there's 1 or 2 or 3 that you want to get started getting better at this year. I'm cheering you on, my friend. Until next time, all my love, Jen Glantz. Hey, you. Thank you for listening to the You're Not Getting Any Younger podcast. There are hundreds of thousands of pods out there, so thank you for listening to this one. You can find the show notes for this week's episode up on our website, anyyounger.com. Subscribe, rate, and review the You're Not Getting Any Younger podcast on iTunes so that other ears around the world can listen too. Oh, and join our secret You're Not Getting Any Younger Facebook group, where over 1,000 people are talking about how to disrupt their lives, for a good reason, to make it count. Until next week, all my love, Jen Glantz.